Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live. When you think you have it and then it just does its own thing. What can I say? That's okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name's Fola. And what is The Matrix? Have you seen the movie The Matrix? I think there's like a lot of people who have no idea what that is, what it's about. And yeah, I guess I wanted to come on here and we're going to mostly pull cards today. I think we're going to maybe go into more questions around the Matrix and this idea of creating our reality next week during the Mystic Hotline. But we'll see what shows up. So hello, everyone. Meredith, darling, Golden Lily, Tahira, hello. Yes, let me out, she says. Oh, The Matrix. I mean, yeah. So if you haven't seen that movie, I would definitely say from like today until next week, you may want to watch it. And that's okay if you haven't. Like, there's a reason for everything. But like, when it comes to magic, when it comes to like the Kabbalistic practices and like views, like gematria, like the numerical values, to me, this all very heavily aligns to this idea of us living in a simulated reality or in a world that has a lot more depth, a lot more patterns and ideas that are interconnected or correspond with each other. And I want to give an example about this as we start, because I went on like the computer to go and click on the video. And on my channel page, it says that there's 666 videos that I've uploaded. And like, cool, that's a lot of videos. But that number, 666, that number, for many people, when you hear it, like we've associated it within our culture, our society as this negative, evil number. But I wanted to give an example of what that number actually means. When you start diving into things like Kabbalah and all these ideas, you'll start to see these kind of patterns and linkings of words and numbers and meanings that go beyond what you've been told. And to me, this is like a perfect example of the Matrix. You've been told things about how the way the world is operating, or how you have to show up, or what you have to believe based on, your gender, or your race, or whatever. But when you actually start to ask questions to the universe, to yourself, and just be in like the curiosity mode, then things can start to open up. You start to see beyond the veil, like Neo in the Matrix, right? At the end, I guess, or the first movie at least, he starts to recognize the power that he has to shift or bend the reality. And to me, this is what it means to wake up, have the spiritual awakening or ascension, spiritual emergence, however you want to identify it. This is about you becoming conscious of who you are. So 666, what is that? We've been told it's like the like Antichrist, the evil aspect in the biblical kind of revelations. And so, yes, it is the number of the beast in Revelation 13:18. But it also represents a few different things. One being the sum of all the numbers in the magic square of the sun. So numbers 1 to 36, if you add all those numbers up, like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1, etc., it's going to equal 666. It also is a Hebrew word called sithro, which means his secret place or his covering. This is found in Psalm 18, verse 11. This idea of a covering, of something veiling, right? The Matrix is literally this veil that is over your eyes, over your mind, that eventually everyone wakes up to recognize, okay, I think there's something more here. It's also the spirit of the sun, Sorath. Okay, so an aspect of that solar energy again, which is very powerful, very potent. I've talked about this, fitting with how we've just stepped through solstice. But then I also want, the most important thing I've always found fascinating about this number 666, that I think is like a reason why you need to, as a human, as a soul, do your own reading, your own research, your own investigation around anything that you are holding as a truth or a belief. Because most likely it's impacting how you're creating your reality, how your world is like showing up, okay? Oh, I'm getting excited. I'm like going to choke on my own self. But the other aspect or phrase or word name that this 666 means, not only the beast, but it is also the name Jesus, Yeshua, Shem Yeshua, the name Jesus. So with that being said, who'd have thought that that number 666, which you maybe have been told is so negative, has this almost like solar Tiferet Christ consciousness energy within it. And to me, this is like the perfect example of what it means to wake up and recognize this world that we live in and how it's operating. How is it then that you are going to create the life of your dreams, the experiences that are going to add to evolution? This doesn't mean you get to decide every single thing that happens to you, because that's a whole other level of, I think, waking up beyond the matrix is recognizing that the things you want are like probably not really what you want. But the thing that's really going to work the best for you and align with you the most is that divine will, that which spirit is like leading you towards. So yes, I would say it's fascinating to hear, like just interesting, these ideas. So let's pull some cards and see. We're going to just, tune into this concept of the matrix and what it is we as like a collective perhaps need to just be aware of, the aspects that might still be kind of like holding on to us, like that doubt that might still exist within us, that is, like I'm going to say preventing us, but really like not allowing us to recognize our power as these creators in our reality, of our personal realities, are creators of this entire reality. And with that, as we pull cards, whatever might be going on for you, I just want to invite you to like let it just go into the flame. Imagine any worries or thoughts, any anxieties. You know, there's a lot of like turbulence happening in the world right now. A lot of worries people are having. Can you just surrender that all now to this flame, the flame of your heart, that divine spark that's within you, as we go into this energy. Oh, so we have prosperity and inspiration, both of these feminine energies holding like a spark of light. That's interesting. In one hand, and then in the other, okay, compassion and blessing. So these all seem very positive. I'm going to just move this over. How's your week's been, you guys, since solstice, since all this stuff has been kind of taking place? Feel free to let me know in the comments how it is you're touching onto this aspect of the matrix. So the first card that came out was this prosperity card. And as I mentioned, it's interesting. She's holding a light above and below, like almost from that Keter crown, the high aspect, to the Malkutian like earth aspect beneath. Hi, Andrew. I'm glad you're here. I saw your picture on Instagram and I was like, oh, I wonder how he is. I like seeing your pictures. Anyway, okay. Then we have inspiration. But like, look how she's now like embodied the light and placed it elsewhere. Like, to me, this is like a very perfect representation of what happens during a spiritual emergence or awakening, this waking up within this matrix world. Is there's like, we literally like touch God. There's like a touching of the divine, and our attention is so focused there. That's why that top sphere is like so much more well lit than the bottom. you know, and it's great. It's like tells us we're prosperous. It shows us how abundant we are. There's this like brilliance of the spiritual awakening that I think can be so, it's a beautiful thing, and it can also be a little overwhelming. But with that, there comes a time where this inspiration then has to be led, where, you know, see how she is now like completely surrounded by darkness. And all this light is now within self. There's a spark or like a recognition, the spiritual awakening, the realization of your existence on this earth plane. It becomes like almost so segregated that you then are this individual with the light within you. And maybe you're feeling like you're starting to draw more attention towards the earth. But what I'm seeing with this more is like how you're giving your energy to others. Okay. Maybe you're feeling like you're hoarding energy, or your love, and or I want to say your compassion, because the other card that came out is this compassion card, and look how she's literally holding the earth. Like this, I feel like this is where we're kind of like going towards, is being able to recognize your divinity. Like, look how much bigger this individual is over, I say over, or observing the earth, observing the material, observing the matrixical, the matrix. There comes a point where things need to shift into this place. Compassion with self, compassion for other humans, compassion for this situation that the world's in, compassion that the concept of matrix, the concept of a veil being pulled over people's eyes. This is just part of the human experience. This is part of evolution. It's a blessing. Okay, this actually, look how like now both hands are holding and like just in this balanced, I want to say the balance point, not down below, not high above. It's like not here, it's not anywhere else, it's not up. It's literally at like the navel point, the center of this individual. So what I see often happening in like spiritual work circles or whatever, it's like this separation occurs, which is inevitable, but it like becomes so much so a separation that people can't connect to the rest of the world, the rest of humanity, because there's this thought or feeling of everything needs to be fixed, right? Like, oh, like if you can't see beyond this reality or whatever, beyond the veil, then something's wrong with you. And like we can easily lose this compassionate view for humans and our earth. But what if all of this could be like a blessing? We're going to pull some tarot. I feel like for this void space first. Actually, something's kind of saying like around this prosperity energy, or like the things that maybe sparked you, excited you at the beginning of your journey. Like, well, let's see what that's about. I feel like there's something there that maybe you're being invited to like reconnect to. We have the King of Cups, Odin. So with this, I'm seeing like for many of you, perhaps it was a curiosity of knowledge, of wisdom, like that all-father energy. There was this like calling, I guess, to really just recognize, like, I want to say the energy of surrender too, because it's showing Odin like in the reverse. What I see is the tree Yggdrasil, he's hanging, and then at the bottom are the ruins. Like that's how he got the ruins, right? He had to like surrender an eye, he had to surrender his self on the tree in order to receive. So for many of you, there was this desire for this wisdom and knowledge, like spiritually, or like, even if you didn't know what it was, you started like kind of questioning or just being like, oh, like, what is this? Like, I know for me, it was like, what's energy? Like, what is energy? Like, I started kind of coming up and like within quantum physics and these sorts of perspectives. And then it stemmed into just this like downflowing of information, I would call it. And so there's something here that was very willing of you to be in this almost like, I want to say blasphemous situation. Maybe for some of you it was very blasphemous based on what your old beliefs were, right? Because with this Odin energy, the Norse energy is like old, like tradition, letting go of the old way so that something new could come through. And it's interesting at the bottom, this particular card, the person who drew the creations wrote the word tarot in the ruins. Tiwaz, Ansuz, Redo, Thola, and then again Tiwaz. So tarot, maybe some of you it started with cards or this like willingness to explore, even coming for readings, like whatever that looks like. There was something there, and we'll just ask Odin, his rune Othala, to come through for those of you who maybe need that sparking again in your life. So wherever you might be, just breathing in as you hear the vibration of that rune. Othala. Othala. In the back of your neck. Othala. Thank you, Odin. Let's see this void. What about this black segregated kind of void space around that we need to know as a collective? So we have the Eight of Swords, interference, which, and before I was about to like see these cards, I started feeling like this, like 17. I had this feeling of like just something here, like not seeing, but oh, okay, that's the back of the cards. Without another card flipped. We have the Eight of Swords, which is interference. Okay. And then in addition to this card, another card came out. That was the Four of Stones, the power of the earth. Did I say 8 or 9? I don't know. I had 9 in my head just now. So what is this together? 12, which equals to 3. Okay. So, you know, this void space, the mother, Bina, this like abysmal kind of energy, it can be lonely. I've talked about how sometimes when we're going in through these awakenings, these processes, it's like you are in a womb, right? You're like completely disconnected. And this happens for a variety of reasons. Interference, to me, the thoughts, it's like with that energy up here, it's like when we're in this space, it's like a protection. Okay. That can be a huge part that it happens. We separate from people that we were closest to, the situations that maybe we were constantly interacting with. We just start to have that world shifted for our protection, right? This interference. So, and with that being said, like maybe for some of you, you're thinking like this is like all bad, something negative is being done to you, like psychic attacks, whatever the case might be. I know I sometimes have had those types of thoughts where it's like, oh, why isn't this working out? Like, is someone doing something? But it's like, well, no, because like, come on. Like, if you're here, you're probably like a very powerful, like empath, you know, like, and a magical being. Like, that's beyond you. Okay. Don't play victim here. Right. Where it's like, oh, I'm stuck in this matrix and this life, I'm separated and da, da, da. It's like, no, like shift from that and see it as more of like this blessing that things are happening. You have the power of the earth, the Four of Stones, a very material energy with the 4. But also what I'm seeing with this is like the protected energy again, where like you being surrounded by these 4 stones, these 4 corners, the 4 angels, like and nothing being able to interfere with you. Okay. The only thing that's really going to interfere with you is your own thoughts. Like you will be, your biggest destroyer, dare I say. But like spirit, like, and if those thoughts are coming up again around that idea of building a sense of awareness comes with this awakening or being, knowing about like this veil on your eyes. And this is where the work is of shifting those thoughts, calling in those 4 directions, those energies, those 4 elements, however you want to identify that, the 4 components that make you like a balanced individual in this physical world. But yeah, with this inspiration, this void energy, I just really want you to know that like whatever might be going on for you, whatever segregations, separations, or feelings like isolation, that it's all often it's happening for you, right? Not just to you. So shifting the perspective there. Let's pull for this compassion blessing bridge, I guess is how I want to identify between these 2 cards, because we have Earth and Moon in both of these cards, which is interesting. Mother of Cups in the north. So we have the King of Cups with Odin there, and now we have this Venus of Willendor. Weren't we going to look this up last time? I didn't. But we have this Mother of Cups, so which is interesting. It's like, what about you just going into the nurturance of the mother? I think that's why we have a very strong feminine energy with these 2 cards, like the compassion with the earth, and then the moon, like lunar energy, and this feminine and like a very sensual, vulnerable position, yet empowered with the light that she's holding. This like energy is like is definitely a bridge for you as you go into this compassion and blessing aspect of your spiritual ascension, knowing that now you get to actually support the earth, support the world or humanity, and not continually further to separate yourself. Yeah, let's pull one of these cards for that. What's at the bottom? High Priestess, okay. If that even matters. Okay, let's see. What else? So around creating our realities, what do we need to know? Moving forward, creating our reality. Really recognizing the power that we hold. This collective angels, thank you. We have Bloom. It's weird. This card looks like it's kind of wet, right? I think this is an indigo card. So like third eye. So what does it mean to bloom? With this energy of like this feminine, nurturing kind of like container, the human in the void. Now it's like we're being asked to really recognize those petals that are ourselves opening up, unfolding each and every day. This is like a part of the work is recognizing, I guess what I want to say with this is like this idea of like the divine will, your true will, the parts of you that are naturally growing. You can't make a flower bloom, you can't make a plant grow and get as tall as you want it to go. Like it all happens because it's divinely planned or orchestrated that way. So when it comes to us like creating the reality that we desire, when we've become aware of this, like, oh, I get to choose, I get to play a more active role. Like life's not just happening to me, it's happening for me. In order to really step into that, we recognize that these petals of ourselves are opening and blooming in the way that's divinely guided. With that being said, like, so what's the difference in just going through life just willy-nilly, not having much of an input? It's like, well, you still have to choose, right? You still have both that masculine active principle and the feminine passive or receptive principle to you. It's about learning how to balance this. Like, and if you think about how a flower grows on a stem and then it opens the petals, right? And it, like, some of those flowers are huge. I always wonder, like, how do they hold that weight on that one stem? Like, if you think about that, like, that's a really just brilliant part, I guess, around creation, that those plants are able to do that and hold themselves up no matter what, even withstand, like, storms and all these difficulties that show up. But they bloom exactly when they're meant to bloom, and all those plants bloom differently. Okay, I'm noticing that more and more lately, is how, like, all of a sudden there's lilacs, and then, like, the daffodils started first, and I was like, ooh, now they're kind of done, right? It's like everything has a time, a season, a place, and we got to recognize that for ourselves and trust that process when it comes to our creating reality. Whatever, I keep getting called, okay. I keep getting called to this, like, between the prosperity and blessings cards. We have transform. So this is an orange sacral chakra card. And I love, again, how she's holding the light now in that, like, lower aspect. So I guess, like, with this being said, just, like, trust your transformation. Trust that whatever you've gone through can be turned into the blessing when, again, the time is right. But also by, like, really, there's some of you may have to, like, do some, I guess, just not like work on it or any particular rituals. I just feel like bringing awareness to your sacral chakra, your womb space. Yeah, what I realized this morning in, like, meditation was we don't always have to be doing the things, like an active process of, like, shadow work, or an active process of internal family systems, parts therapy, or, like, journeying, shamanic journeying. Like, what we can do is literally just bring, like, stillness and awareness into our body and bring our attention, whether you are doing it through, like, visualizing that part, like the sacral, or sensing it, or whatever, right? Just literally breathing into the place, doing that, and just being with that energy without having to make it do anything or change in any particular way. That's going to be so much more powerful. So I think this bridge of prosperity and blessings, and what I'm seeing with that too, like, that's kind of at the forefront of what it means to create our reality, right? I think when we talk about that, people are saying or thinking, okay, if I can do this ritual or set this intention to have more whatever in my life, or have result in a particular way, just all like wisps, then it's going to happen for me. But it's like all that prosperity, all those things you desire, the desires of your heart, those blessings, they're going to come from, like, within you. Just be with what is showing up within you. And that also is healing, right? That, to me, the butterfly is the healer. It's like that transformation is healing. It's shifting from the old to the new. So this focus to your sacral chakra, your womb space, is going to help really, I'm just seeing the prosperity and blessings, like, go up like this, like literally lifting up off the table. Okay, I'm going to pull maybe a couple other cards here for the collective, and then we're going to get into a few personal card pulls. So if you would like those, you can let me know in the comments. I don't think I'm going to do a whole lot today, but yeah, you can just see, we'll see what shows up. Okay, let's pull one of these for the collective, please. So maybe something around the earth. What's this earth plane that we need to be aware of? Healing. Okay, well, that makes sense. Oh, there's two. True healing of the mind, body, and soul. Yeah, I had someone, what was that for? Oh, they came for like a healing session. And they work kind of like in oil fields and spend time out doing that. And what was coming through during their session was just this idea of like their presence on the earth in that particular area. That's like a very remote area. The earth was like really happy that they were doing that they were there. They were like bringing this particular type of energy to the earth. And I guess what I'm saying with that is it feels like this is what many of you are kind of being led to. Whether you are consciously or actively doing a healing process, like just recognize that you being somewhere, you doing your own healing, you like focusing on your sacral, you connecting to your magic, connecting to your body, like this is all to ripple into the earth's wellness, right? The peace of earth, like I'm just seeing it almost like everything being harmonized, coming together. This is going to be a huge part of the process. So I've mentioned here before too about just being like this light on the earth, the light workers are like these anchors or these lighthouses that exist and emit energy wherever they are. So recognize that that is who you be. We also have the mystic star, harmony in the home and great friendship. Now it makes sense why it came out. Babylon, the mother again, but also that concept here of harmony in the home. So focusing on, I guess, just your presence on the earth, it's going to ripple out and like send out beacons of information to those people that will also recognize you in your power, that will love you for who you are, that will be the same sort of like light and inspiration for you. Okay, teach you. Like this is the soul tribe energy that can come through. Harmony in the home and great friendships. I love that because our home, like earth is our home. So when I mentioned that harmonious energy, like I was seeing things like kind of like coming together, so like braiding and like really nicely. So that's kind of showing up here too. Hello, Jay. Yes, I think we can do that. But, oh, I need Tahira first. Sorry. I'm reading. And then Jay. Okay. And just so you know, folks, community members do get kind of personal readings first. But I do try to get through to everyone. We're going to pull, oh no, not this one, this one. One more card for our collective reading, and then we'll go into the personal. Hello, Robin Day. Hi, from New York City. Cool. Nice to have you here. Let's see what these spell casting cards say. Reconciliation. Oh, interesting. Like, this is like the harmony braiding, the joining together of two like friendships. But it also is like just how all these cards had someone holding like light. I love that. I love that. I love that. This is the same deck. Maybe it's like the same thing all the time. I don't know. But what I'm seeing with this reconciliation, for some of you, this might actually be with other people, like a friendship or a relationship with someone. It's showing two women. So I'm seeing it like same sex relationships. But this is also for some of you, the internal connection to parts of yourself. Okay. This is like, because you are both material and spiritual. You are literally the matrix. Like sure, Neo's in the matrix, but he's also of it. Like he learns to commune in it, right? Like he learns, I won't speak, I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen the movie. But like if you haven't seen the movie, I'm sorry. That's shame on you. But I'm also older than you. Maybe that's why. No shame on you. I'm just bugging. But like this idea of coming to terms with your power, coming to terms with how you are moving through the world. Like he comes to a place where he's just in it and he's like playful in it, but like in his power, like he just knows this is how it is. Reconciliation. This is like a potent way in which when we reconcile differences between ourselves and people who are living in the matrix, people who are making choices in particular ways, people who hold different views, or, reconcile with the parts of ourselves that maybe don't really yet harmonize together. And with that, I want to just say, like, I'm planning on releasing some stuff that I hope can like support with that, because I do think this is like so important for us to come to terms with ourselves. And it's a lifelong journey, but that's okay. We're coming up to the new moon. It's this coming like Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you're in the membership portal, we'll be having the new moon ritual I'm saying that because like with that until the full moon in a couple weeks, this I think is going to be a really potent time for you to really recognize, I guess, what needs to be reconciled. Okay, something's going to be illuminated about that in the near future here. So when you can do it consciously, right, when you can walk through the matrix in awareness, life can be way more easy than just sailing through it unwilling, like not knowing, not at least not caring to know, because I think most people know, they just choose not to. Whew. Okay. That's a positive card, I feel. Reconciling. What's that other movie? Does anyone know what that movie's called? Oh, it's kind of like an older, I think like 80s movie. And the guy finds those glasses that lets him see like what like the Matrix is. If you know the name of it, that's another movie I definitely recommend. I think that's like one of those first films about that whole idea of, look, all the marketing you've been told is shown, the things that are going on in the world. There's like underlying reasons. Is it They Live? Yes, I think that's it. I don't know what the actor's name is. And it's like kind of like dystopian reality. Oh, what a weird movie. But yeah, thank you, Andrew. Thank you for that. Okay, let's pull some cards, Tahira. I'm sorry, I hope I haven't missed anyone else. I don't think so, from what I can see. And yeah, I'm not going to do too many cards today, just because I'm feeling like my energy is sort of like, I had a long, long week. Okay, Tahira, let's see. What's this matrix energy for you? You're going to just ask your ancestors to come through clearly. Whatever messages that they might have. You have Harmony. Do you have like a family member that's named Harmony by chance, Tahira? The Two of Stones. Yeah, I like just like feeling a strong ancestral thing. I want to say this happened for you last time too. I don't know if you've done anything around that. The two being the sphere of the father. I probably should have kept that one that I just put back. I don't know why I did that, because like, oh God. Isn't the Two of Stones in the traditional Rider-Waite deck the guy holding two discs and then they're kind of like intersecting with each other like in an infinity loop? I'm pretty sure that's it. That the universe card was there. But oh, there it is. But I like freaking wanted to, I had to put it back for whatever stupid reason. There's something about this, these two becoming one kind of thing again. The father. You have totem here as well. So I'm just going to invite you, Tahira, to just do a little bit of a breath work here. Maybe tuning into your heart space and just seeing whatever energy is showing up for you there. And now, you know, we call Canada like, it's like Turtle Island is like this continent, so to speak, in my understanding, North America and the indigenous world view. It's like right now, to hear, if you could just imagine like your heart containing one of these stones and the other stone being in the earth, being in the land that you're in, and starting to just envision this like infinity loop breathing between your heart space and that of the earth, that of the land that you are connected on. And just letting it kind of like circulate back and forth between those two spaces. And those angels clearing anything that maybe is creating stagnant flow, any blockages or buildups between this connectedness of your heart and the space around you, the earth around you, the land, those beings of the land that want to contribute to your life. And any walls that may be there. Just recognizing you have the choice to link and break any walls that you so choose. And now envisioning this looping energy, Tahira, between your heart and the solar, like spiritual sun, high above your head. And so it loops up above your head and down into your heart space, connecting you and your body, connecting even beyond your physical body through your spiritual bodies, up into that aspect of the high sun, the giver of life. And as we do this, it's opening up whatever needs to be heard or seen or perceived around your life, around the knowledge or wisdom, your intuition that you hold. And some of you may be watching and doing this as well. It's totally fine. Maybe this is for someone else. Who knows? Thank you, Tahira, for being here and letting that be a part of the experience. I'm going to pull one of these for you. Dragonfly. You bring light to this world. Yeah, there's something about animals here. So I don't know, maybe there's something dragonfly for you to connect to. Didn't you get an animal last time you said it was on you, like tattooed or something? You guys think I would have, like, remember all these things, but anyway. You bring light to this world. Even just the fact, that was weird. The fact that you, like, are here, asked for questions, we did that practice, like, just shows that everything that impacts you can also impact the world around you, the people around you. Okay? But yeah, I would encourage you to keep that practice up. You could also do that with your ancestors, like linking to them, because I'm really feeling like there's something they want you to bridge, right? And that like, I say tonal, but like this like toric energy, infinity loop is kind of like bridging between you and them, between you and whatever, whoever. It has really profound impact, okay, and can support you with where things are going in your world. I kind of like seeing it like in the Matrix movie where, you know, it's like, well, you're in the Matrix, you're on this plane, living life, right? And there are those people in on the spaceship or the ship or whatever. Still don't really understand that part of the movies, but like they're operating and helping from behind the scenes. So You could see that as like spiritual guides, ancestors, however, right? I know they're kind of like played by humans in the movie, but there's something there. Even the animals are a bit of that energy for us. So, of wolf. Oh, okay, it's a wolf. I needed that. Thank you. I feel lighter all of a sudden. Cool. Sweet. Yeah, yeah. Play with that. All those supportive beings are there for you. And thank you for being here. Sweet. Hello, Lost in Music. Ooh, I like that. Lost in Music. I'll take it. Okay, Jay, your turn. Pull some cards. So yeah, as I said, we have the new moon ritual this week in the community membership portal. If you are interested in tuning in for that, you can hit join. If you like what I'm doing here, want to take part more and be involved in other offerings, I do weekly live pull or weekly card pulls and other offerings like energy healings in the Practicus membership. And yeah, the new moon rituals happen, which, yeah, can be a lot of fun. Intention setting, helping you support you in like creating this life that you feel called to create and be more in your power. But yeah, hitting join, you can do that. Otherwise, hit subscribe. That helps kind of push more of these videos to people who maybe need to hear it. So you're doing your part too. But I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to pull cards for Jay now. Whoever Jay is, wherever Jay is in this world, that particular Jay. We're going to see what the cards say. Come to your guides. The Lovers, key 6. That's always brilliant. Woo. So I like filmed that whole temperance video, by the way, if you didn't see my post for the Explore the Tarot series. And then I went to go and, edit, upload, do the thing, and there was no volume. But I'm saying that because there's some ties to that card and this Lover's card. So whatever that might mean, this alchemical connection of two becoming one, but also this like union, right, that can take place. So whatever it means for you, Jay, around the Lovers and you doing the alchemical practices of unionizing, coming to self, recognizing the balance of your masculine and feminine tendencies. There's a lot of power there. We have Zayin. That's the Hebrew letter for this card. And that is linked to a reference called the sword. So there is like a true power when you can recognize there is no real separation, but you are both in one. I think that's why we have the Star of David or the 6-rayed star there as well. Hello, Janvidaya. I think we could probably get you in here too. Let's see. I'm going to write names down. Robin as well. Okay. Sure. Oh, okay, for Jay, what's this Lover? What's on the left and right side, I feel like, is what we want to ask. Left side. Oh, totem card again. Oh, God, I can't even make this stuff up. It's like... We have 2 solar plexus cards, which is interesting. Okay, I'm going to hold it like this. I don't know how that's looking for you. Left side. Yeah, that looks... No. Yes. Okay. I'm looking at 2 screens. I'm getting confused. So Jay, on the left side, I'm saying the left is the feminine. It's like, it's almost like you're having this thing about how you connect to the earth, how the earth is giving to you, how you enjoy being in the earth or not, this like feminine sort of beingness, and then this vitality being like the active principle of the masculine, where you get your energy from. Like, I feel like there's almost like a disconnect that's been taking place between these two. But look how they're both yellow solar plexus. It's like they're one and the same ultimately. If you can just like let go of whatever the beliefs are, the things that you're being told about them, like, oh, you spend too much time in nature, like that's ridiculous if nature like fills you up and makes you feel better. Like maybe some people in your life are saying those things to you, or you're like doubting those things about yourself. I guess I just want you to know like they're one and the same. So and if like you're not going into like the forest or doing these things with nature, just like slowing down and taking it in, the invitation here to do that, because it's going to help boost the vitality, and ultimately it's going to boost the masculine principle within you. Okay, there's something about that for whatever reason that's like wanting to come through. What's this sword? Because I'm really seeing like this is a spear, but like my attention's really being drawn to this arrow pointing down, which well, spear or whatever. What's that about for Jay? Ooh, just got like, you ever get it where it's like the sound like just like cuts? I don't know, or I don't even know how to explain that. The Matrix. Little luxuries generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. Oh, maybe it's just pointing to the cup. Gold, yellow. So you spending time in nature is going to help with any of those financial parts, any of those feelings of a lack. It's going to help you see this abundance that you already have that exists around you and for you. I want to just say too, you may benefit from meditating on like the Grail. It's a very potent way. Dionne Fortune's like group, she was like an occultist. They would like kind of say like when you start or end your meditations, you want to like bring the vision of the Holy Grail or some other symbolism. But the Holy Grail, this golden chalice, this cup, that which has been searched for, physically, not physically. The real, crucible, I guess, of the alchemical process. There's something about that, I think, for you, Jay, that you may want to home in on to support you with this joining of these two aspects into the one, but also just generate these luxurious experiences for yourself in your life. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that, Jay. Yeah, thank you for being here. Okay. We got a couple more people, I think. I read that. Okay, we're doing Janvi and then we're doing Robin. Lost in music. I can feel your energy. Very powerful. Cool. Well, what you see or feel is in me is in you. Hi, Juanita Wormington. Hello. Hi, Bhavana Sharma. I'm very sure that the timeline's changing, but I feel like it helped me a bit about my energy that's changing. I see. We'll see how many people we can get in here. I might be pushing it over my time frame, but if, I guess I should say, if anyone ever wants a private reading, do so going to my website, folaveritas.com. And you could schedule a private reading. We can go a bit deeper than here. And other things usually show up. So it's a very magical time. We're going to go on to Robin. Robin Day. Oh, no, we're not doing Robin Day. We're doing Janvi. You guys. There we go. The card's like, yeah. Janvi. We both have Janvi Day. That's weird. That's why. I was kind of singing there, which is interesting. You have the Two of Cups, love, but I'm like really seeing the peacock. Do you sing or something? Janvi Daya, are you like a performer of some sorts or something? And I don't know, maybe you are, but you're like not doing it. Well, if that's the case, I feel like Spirit's saying more. You need to like do the things you love. You have a gift. There's going to be challenges with it. You know, I think when it comes down to it, oh, I feel like there was an example I wanted to give about this. What was it? Like, how much more fulfilling is it when you put the time and effort into doing something and you face the challenges, but you complete it? Like, so my book, this like book on the 72 names of God, or the Shem HaMephorash, it took me like a very long time. You know, I was probably working on this since the beginning of my like learning and studying or practicing with those names. It took me over a year to like really sit and compile the information down, write it, like type it, put it in a way that seemed meaningful and concise. And it was like a gift, but it was also a challenge because like God knows how long that like you know, like what I went through. But there was this part of me that just felt this love and passion for it. I love how we have a 2 again here. Like there's something about the 2 with all the readings so far. Personal readings have been like this dualness. But for you, Janvi, it's like, what is the gift in the challenge even? What is the gift of overcoming the challenges and whatever it is that you're feeling you're passionate about? Going up on stage in front of people is not easy. Doing the things that we love is not easy because there's going to be more vocal resentments usually, or people telling us we shouldn't. Okay. I don't professionally, but I like to sing when I'm alone. Cool. So yeah, like I was feeling like a lot of like a performer energy with this. So something about your like beautification, love of self, putting yourself in a position like the peacock is just like so like extravagantly present. This can be a gift for people, however you so choose to do it. And the challenges are going to be a part of life, you know, and then the challenges, they happen too because we're like trying to swim up, like upstream instead of just going with the flow of life. So if this is about relationship for you, you know, the more you're like pushing for things to be a certain way, the more difficult it's going to be. Okay, let's pull a card here. For Janvi. You had 2. You have the Sun card. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. And you have time to shine. Creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. So interesting how you have these 2 sun cards, I guess. Like, yeah, there's something, I don't know. Maybe something's going to come up for you that's like, you need to put yourself out there, because that's like definitely what I'm picking up on. Like, and it's going to be, it's going to feel like you don't want to, but it's going to be such a gift for you. And like these golden opportunities or this like abundant self, but also a gift for those people around you. Okay. I am a Capricorn. My birth date adds to 1. So we got some double energy. Lost in music. I'm literally lost in music. I play guitar and sing, not professionally, but I love it. Cool. Being lost in music's fun. It's how it's created, I suppose. Yeah, Janvi, I feel like for yourself, whatever that might mean or whatever shows up, you know, like this isn't about telling the future, the card readings. It's about like just tapping into particular energies of that maybe we are meant to be called to be aware of. And it's up to you ultimately what actions or non-actions you take. But I usually tell people, give it a week and see what things show up. And then come back. I'm here every Monday pretty much. Come back and let's, yeah, see what showed up for you, or didn't show up for you. That's all okay. But remember, it's okay to do the things that you love. Just calling for those guides and your angels and ancestors to support you with the courage to face those challenges and recognize the gift that it can be in your life. Sweet. Okay. Robin will do, and then Bhavana, and then I think that's it. Okay, Robin Day. Robin Day. Yeah, you're welcome, John V. So first, Robin, before that, this card, Ace of Swords came out. There was the Hermit card, but it's like the Hermit card's kind of like a similar energy. I'm just gonna see if I can find it. But I was like, oh no, that came out too soon before I could ask. But it's just interesting. There's something about the storm. Where are you? Where are you? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Because I feel like it's important for some reason. Oh, let me guess. It's going to be at the very end of the deck. Because that's usually what happens. You ever like, well, I'm constantly looking for the cards in the decks for things that I'm working on. And it's just funny how sometimes it's at the very end. Even if I start at the back, it'll be at the front. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's weird. I didn't even find it. Well, I don't know where it is. Too bad for you. Okay, Robin Day. Ace of Swords. This is almost like a parting of the storm, a parting of the sea to the land. Maybe your thoughts have been a bit like disruptive, Robin. Maybe you're feeling it's like tumultuous. I can't say that word. Times. A lot of impact from like the world around you, people's emotions, I want to say too, because there's like a water element here. Oh, you could say it's air, but I'm picking up water with the color. Swords usually has to do with thoughts, so that's why I'm like air, right? Like the thoughts, but it's like the emotions are impacting the thoughts. Is sort of what I'm picking up there. Oh, let's see. Where is it from the like past? Is that what you're wanting? From the past into the future. How about first past? Oh, it's from the past. Okay, so there's, I don't know, is it like almost like some secret that you're like having in your awareness? Is there a secret to some truth that maybe is like impacting where you are now, Robin? And like instead of this being a burden on you, you know, how could you see it? This is like a treasure that you hold. I don't know if this makes any sense to you. Okay, what about like the forward? Okay. Like, yeah, okay, you have the intense card as well. Key in the intense card. So heart, and I think this is the indigo third eye. Like, you know, like sometimes when you might have a secret or know something about someone or have a secret in your own life and there's like a worry that it's going to like, how it's going to impact the people around you. Like, I'm kind of getting like this idea that like, it's going to be intense no matter what. Like, it's intense now. It's going to be intense even if it's like spoken. Okay. So like, why hold it? If you know, it's like, it's also not fair if someone has put something on you to hold as a secret. Like, ugh, how many times does that happen? Don't tell anyone. You have the perseverance card, Robin. It says the motivation to keep going despite the odds. So like, no matter what, I like that symbol because it looks to me like it's this protected being, like completely around, but especially above in the higher aspect, which when we talk about these swords or these thoughts and this card of Ace of Swords, it's like the emotionality of that's coming through, the perception that like everything is going to just fall apart, especially within that intensity. I don't know, I just feel like what if you could actually see this instead of this explosion as like someone dancing through the intensity, dancing through the fire. You know, this perception change for you. When we talk about matrix, like, and the third eye being this violet color, like, or indigo color, like what about that could be a benefit for you? What if this could be the unlocking, the secret was the unlocking of your heart and like this door into new possibilities. So whatever that might, you know, everything's got like these double meanings, I feel like. It's perception, it's what we're supposed to learn about it, it's about polarity, how everything, you know, war has peace, right? Love has hate, like, or fear, however you want to differentiate those. Generational karma. Well, to me, this is the beauty of the shamanic path. The ancestral healing path is when we do our own work, our own healing, our own processing, however you want to identify that, it ripples through to the generations before and after us. But yeah, there's something about this. I want to say it's a secret. You don't have to speak what that is or whatever, but we'll just ask that those ancestors that have the highest regard for your family bloodline, for the truth, that they come forward and just guide the right words to be spoken by whomever, and the support as you continue your dance in this life, knowing that you are protected your thoughts. You can envision the sword, especially in times where maybe your thoughts are like all over the place or emotions are all over the place. Think of that sword, like, whew, that's perseverance, okay? It's one of those ones that's like, it's going to mean something to you, what, potentially. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. Thank you for being here, though, Robin. Yeah. Okay, Bhavana Sharma. I've seen a horse eyes on my door a week ago, and it kind of vanished since I shared it to a friend. I guess, can you tap into a bit of this as well? Okay. Lovely, informative readings. Thank you, question mark, Robin. I don't know, yeah, you don't have to say thanks, because, like, you're like, no, thank you. But you guys, yeah, anyways, take what you will from these readings. That's all I can say. Take what you will. I'm just here. You know, the more and more I'm like reading, coming across all sorts of different people and views, thoughts across time. Who was it that I was reading about today? What was that guy's name? If I can find it. Miguel de Molinos is like one of these like spiritual leaders or whatever, who, maybe this is related to you, Bhavana Sharma, I don't know. One of those like spiritual leaders who like came up with ideas, wrote books, put it down, was like leading some like new way of perceiving the reality around them, the matrix. And then he was like, he was a like a bishop, I think, or some type of like high priest within the Catholic Church. And then during that whole Inquisition time, they were like, no, blasphemy. I think he was actually even like really good friends with the Pope, but that Pope went in and like put him in jail. He died in jail. And just like interesting to me how much this happens. It's like so many of these like occultists or like people who've written books on magic and spirituality and these like philosophical ideas were condemned, told they were wrong. And so I'm saying that because it's like, well, you know what they say, like, what's that saying, like shoot the messenger or whatever, or don't shoot the messenger. We're going to like go through, especially on this path of awakening, many of you will go through experiences with people who aren't going to agree or see things the way you do. This is not about us. Weird. This is not about us trying to change people's views, but just like recognizing that oftentimes the things we have to say aren't really going to be accepted at that point. And that's okay. It might not make sense at this point. And that's not me to say that to be like, oh, if it doesn't make sense, then it's because you're just not there yet. That's not what I'm saying. I'm like literally though, like feeling, and maybe Bhavana, this is for you, like just, you know, whatever this happened with your friend. We speak things and like other people maybe don't perceive it in the same way, and that's okay. So Bhavana, you have the Tower card for you here first. Let's pull, yes, please. Ooh, we got lots of red, orange. What else? Okay, Bhavana, you have the Tower card here, this Mars energy of structures crumbling, ways of seeing or perceiving the world that might be changing. And then you have two very like positive cards, I feel here. I mean, not that the Tower is not positive, but like you have art. So there's something about creativeness here, and you have imagine. To me, these are like two really brilliant cards from the lens of you making the changes in your life based on what might be crumbling, like letting go of the old ways, the old perceptions of your reality, the old even language. Like, you know, when we start on the spiritual journey, we might not know what certain things mean, but that's okay. You get to create that. And we create through our imagination, right? We create through visualizing, and then whatever other practices, feeling, and etc. Like that's a whole other discussion, I think. Maybe not for right now. Okay, I think you wrote something here. I don't know about any ideas. It was told to me that it looks like Horus-eyes, but I don't know about that thing. I clicked the photo. I'm very open to every aspect. Okay. We'll pull a card, maybe this one, to see what that might mean. But the way I would identify it, and like when we go through an awakening or some of these things start to show up, really what's happening for us is like we're getting to develop our own energetic meaning, or thesaurus is often what I would call it. Like you get to define what these things mean. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. That might have a different view. Some people in the magic community would say, well, no, right? Like some people are so by the book. If you see this particular color, this particular like symbol, it's tied to XYZ. So you could do things like look at like correspondence tables and see what that actually means. I'm going to leave that for you to do if you so choose. A great one would be like Crowley's 777. It's over there somewhere. I'm not going to get up to go get it. But you can find those charts on line. But it's something new. Horus, right? There's something new. The sun kind of shooting forth this light emerging from the darkness. bringing on the potential for something of your creation to be birthed. We'll pull one of these. We're going to do that again. For Bhavana Sharma. Did I call you Sharma? I'm sorry. I don't know. What card here? Maybe from Horus. Is there a message? I just saw the most beautiful Horus statue before I came on here. Someone was selling it online. They got it from Egypt. It was like white. Maybe that's a sign for me. Because I was like, oh, I feel like I should get that for my friend. Happy love. A joyful, stable partnership and good friends. Yeah, like it's interesting because you said it kind of vanished since I shared it to a friend. I'm not sure what that is meaning for you, Bhavana. Like how, but like I feel like for you right now, maybe this is the message, is like you need to be mindful who you're sharing things with, who you're disclosing experiences with. It's kind of like comes down to what we do when we're creating or manifesting. We don't want to like put it out to the entire world. Not everyone has our best intentions at mind, even the people that we think are closest to us. In fact, sometimes those are like the worst people. They'll like get us to like doubt ourselves, especially on like the spiritual path. But I feel like for you with this happy love card, this message is like the reminder that with this, like imagining almost like who is it that you want to have the connections with? Maybe that's why there's this heart in the center. Who is it that you want to bring love or have love with in your life? Partnership that's stable, friends that are supportive and caring, compassionate. Maybe they're able to teach or share with you, and have like insightful conversations without delegating their beliefs onto you. Is why, I don't know why I feel like I need to use that particular phrase. But like you deserve to have that. This is going to come more and more. But usually what I tell people after like ceremony or any like journeying or energy work is like hold that sacred to yourself for at least 7 days. Don't share it out to anyone else. Hold it for you, journal about it. So even this, like sit with it. What does it mean for you before you start like speaking it to everyone else? Because that's just like, it's not building a firm foundation that's necessary for your next tower, your next structures, your next beliefs or frameworks to be built upon. But please don't take that in the sense of like, oh my gosh, I can't talk to anyone about this. Like during my spiritual awakening, I had like one really close friend, I would say, who knew what was going on about the things. And it was like she knew, and she was like intuitively knowing, not because I told her. She would just send me stuff. And it was exactly what I needed to hear, because I was going through it like that day. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did you know? Right? But she never told me what to believe or what to do. So we can't do that for each other. These are just words and phrases. And I think it's important for you to tap into your ability to create your power. That is your art. That is you as creator, co-creator with spirit. Okay. Just going to ask those angels to kind of balance your left and right pillars of your body as you continue to walk in this middle path, this path of ascension. So whatever that means for you, just trusting that process if you so want to receive it. Those guides and angels can support you with that. And even any imbalances. Okay. Makes sense. She's the exact same friend for me. Oh, okay. Cool. It's nice to have these people that are supportive. Whatever happened with that Horus side, whatever Horus, maybe that's a being you want to start working with, invocations or whatever. Meditate and make connection to, journey with, have some representation of his energy in your home, if you so choose. All these different gods, Neteru, these Egyptian or otherwise, they can be there. I don't know. Education is needed for me. Yeah, and that's the beginning. That's the fun, or that's the process, rather. Not even the beginning. It's always learning, right? But this is part of it. So just keep following the breadcrumbs. So, cool. The dogs bark. It's time. Okay. Not my dogs. I don't have dogs. Too much work. Too much work. But I wanted to say thank you all again for each missing the table, each of you being here. Those of you new, those of you returning, thank you. Again, if you'd like to take part in any other, videos and things, you might want to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when I go live. I do these every week. Next week, we'll be going into and answering some of your questions, probably around this whole concept of the matrix and different tools and ways in which can support you with really just stepping into this conscious evolution of humanity, creating your reality. So you can, continue to follow me for that. And then, in the community membership, you hit join, and there's lots of other things, including our upcoming new moon ritual this Wednesday evening. So maybe I will see some of you for that. But until then, I just want to say thank you. Just asking all of your guides, all of those angels, those four corner angels or archangels, and your ancestors to be with you as you continue to walk in this path of humanity's evolution. Your personal and the collective evolution. May you just trust the process that is your life and know that you have way more power than maybe you've ever been told. That you are a magical being. So it is. So thank you everyone for being here, and until the next time, bye.